Hello, everyone. This is Gus with the Everything Goes podcast. On today's show, I have three lovely moms, and I just want to give you guys a little bit of a heads up because usually what I do, I edit out the background noise, but because I have moms on the show, their kids are on the background. So I just thought it'd be a little bit of appropriate to leave the background noise on because it tells you that their kid's not always that far away from mom. So yeah, that's my little heads up, and I hope you guys enjoy the show. Hello, everybody. This is Gus with the Everything Goes podcast. This week I have three lovely ladies, all moms. So this is the Mother's Day episode podcast. So starting from left to right, I have Heidi, I have Cecy, and I have Kim. Hello.
Hi.
Hi.
Thank you, girls, for coming on. All moms here, all moms. So thank you once again for coming on. Anybody want to say something about being a mom? Because this is a Mom's Day podcast, and I hope that some of the listeners out there actually listen to it and will listen to some of the experiences that you have had. Because being a mother is tough. So I just want to hear some of the stories, some of the expectations, and some of the stuff of being a mom. Let's start from the most experienced to all the way down to the least experienced. So the most experienced mom here is Cecy. So Cecy, I have a couple questions. What is the first thing do you remember about moms, about even your own mom?
Well, about my mom, I always thought of her as a hardworking woman, and she did a lot for her children, and that she was always there for us. Even till this day, she still is.
Oh. How about you, Heidi?
My mom.
The first thing you remember about your mom, your mom.
Strict as hell. Strict.
I've met her.
Strict. And coming from love, though. Because she wants the best for you.
Really?
Yeah.
Kim?
But those are my first thoughts.
Hardworking. Yeah, I mean, she was never around much because she always wanted to give us the best.
Yeah.
But she always hired the best people to train us for everything.
Okay, so before being a mom, your life before your kids, stereotype, what was it about moms that you thought it would be like?
Just a stereotype of a mom.
Yeah.
I would think that a mom is kind of the one that's in charge in the house, that had to stick by her man, or she was either like a working wife, but she still had to do the work at home when she got off of work, or she was a stay-at-home mom and still like doted on her kids and was strict. I don't know.
So that's what you thought being a mom would be like?
Yeah.
Or what about you, Heidi?
That's a little bit hard to answer because I grew up not just with my mom. I grew up with all her sisters. Like, her sisters are my moms.
Yeah.
My mom is and was then and still is a single mom. Since I could remember, I think the age of 4. I was 4. Perspective-wise, being a mom is undervalued. You don't value them until you become a mom.
That's a good point. How about you, Kim?
What was the question again?
Stereotypically, what was it that even before you even had kids, like what was the one thing or a couple of things that you thought mom would be like being a mom would be like?
Taking care of your household, your kids, your husband, basically. That's it. But it doesn't really go into depth as what else you do,
Yeah, there's a lot of things.
Yeah.
Trust me, I see it all the time. I tell you that my wife does more than I do. At least with the kids and the house and everything else. So yeah. Okay, well, I got another question. So found out we're expecting. What went through your minds? What was it? What did you guys feel?
I mean, I was 19 when I had my son, that's now 13. So at the time, I was all of my friends. It was, I was fresh out of like high school. All my friends were just finishing high school too, and they were going to college and partying, and me, I was gonna take like a different turn once I had my kid.
Yeah.
It was gonna completely change. Everyone's gonna still in that partying mode,
Yeah.
and I was gonna be a mom now.
Yeah, you know what? Now that you brought that up, I'm sorry, but to cut you off, but I'm a young mom, specifically that age, like what you said, where all the kids at that age after high school are partying and trying to find themselves. You became a mom, so was it tougher to be a mom at that age? Especially like you said, you saw a lot of your friends partying and living life basically, but you were a young mom trying to live the mother life now, like the parent. Was it tough?
It was tough. It was tough. It was a little tough. Like a little part of me was kind of jealous, I would say, because they were gonna get to go out. But I was never really the type to go out every weekend. I was never the partying type. And my baby's daddy at the time, well, he's not my husband.
Yeah.
But at the time he was my baby daddy. He was also not like he really didn't party as much either. So we both did it together. We were staying at home and raising the baby together. And we had to let go of that life,
Yeah. Okay. Well, Heidi, that you felt when you found out you were expecting?
I remember being at my gynecologist office.
Yeah.
And she told me, "Oh, well, congratulations, you're pregnant." And then I was like, "Holy fuck!"
Yeah.
I was 26 at the time.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Because I had my second child when I was 30.
Really?
So
I'm sorry to cut you off, but Heidi is my wife, so that's why I don't remember these things. She remembers everything.
Yeah. So.
You didn't feel scared?
Yes. I said, "Holy fuck."
Oh, okay, I'm sorry.
Yes. I was like, what am I going to do? Like, this is insane. This is crazy. I remember calling you and being scared.
And then what happened?
And you were like, "Oh, this is great." And then we were like, "We have to tell my dad." Because at the time we were living with your parents.
Yeah.
But I still couldn't process the whole thing. I was still like, the fuck am I going to do with a child?
Yeah.
But you guys were married already.
Yes, we were married already.
Oh, yeah, we were married already. And that's it?
That's it. At that moment?
Yeah.
That's what comes to my mind right now.
Matter of fact, I remember this. Didn't we go out to Kim? What are the first things that ran through your mind when you found out?
Well, I was actually on, my journey of just coming out of surgery 6 months.
Yeah.
And my best friend, I want to say, she was pregnant. So I was happy for her. And I just was like messing around. I went to a 99-cent store. I got a pregnancy test. And I was like, I'm going to see if this thing is real. And I pee on it and it says I'm pregnant. And I was in shock. When I told Nelson's like, we're not fucking no more. He said, that's it. He walks out. He even left the door open. And I went to the gym. I still didn't process until I went to Walmart and I bought like 10 tests. And I'm like, oh no, this is for sure. It's scary. It's scary because I wasn't ready. I mean, we've been together for a long time. So I was more into collecting another dog than having a kid.
Well, now that you say that you said that you weren't expecting or that you guys couldn't process it, is it ever a right time?
No.
Mm-mm.
There's never a right time?
I don't think you're never ready for it.
Really?
No.
So no matter what age, no matter what, there's no right time to get pregnant?
I think regarding age, I think age might help you a little bit mentally to deal with certain situations. But financially, because a lot of people say, "Oh, I want to wait until I'm financially ready." That never happens. I mean, you're never, no matter how poor or how middle class or how what is it, like upper class people that have more money, it doesn't really matter. The children go through the same thing. All children go through the same thing. They all go through fevers. They all go through colds. They all go through bumping their heads. They all go through you going to the ER in the middle of the night. It doesn't matter what financial status you're at.
So
Yeah.
what you're saying, you're never ready, no matter what.
You're never ready.
Yeah, because I was 30. I mean, and
You
I
weren't
mean,
ready?
I wasn't ready. No, I mean, financially we were good. I mean,
Yeah.
even our space was big, and it was because of our dogs. It wasn't because we had another kid.
How about mentally? I'm sorry to cut you off, but I know, Heidi, you have 2 kids, and you had one at 30, and you have, Cecy, you have 3 kids. And as you guys got older, as you girls got older, did it change? Like, were you guys more ready with your second and third or than your first one?
Well, with my second one, I was 22, I think, and I was still not ready because I was still so young.
Yeah.
And then with my third one, I think I was like 26, and there I felt like I was a little bit more ready because I knew what to expect. But I think each experience is different because each kid is different. Each pregnancy is different.
Was it life changing? First kid? Was it life changing? What changed in your life right then after your kid was born? What was the first thing that you knew that changed right off the bat?
Definitely. It's no longer about Heidi anymore because it's always been about me. I've never had to share anything with nobody. I've never had to sacrifice anything for anybody. I've always been, it's always been about me. And then putting that aside and then thinking now you're on that child's time. No matter what plans you do, it always goes south because that baby is what matters at the end of the day. So yes, definitely life changing, of course.
Yeah,
Kim,
'cause
what-
you have responsibility, So I think that's what's scary, because it's something that you have to care for. Nobody else. You brought it into life, so you're the responsible one for how it is from point A to point B.
I have a question for you, just in general, because all of us, I think at one point I know, well, at least for Heidi and I, we had help from. It made it easier, I guess, for our first one. We had help from family. Did any of you have help from family?
I did. Since I was a young mom, my mom did help me a lot with watching the baby because I still had to work. And also my husband's family, they helped. Like
Yeah.
my sisters-in-law were great. They would get the kids and take them.
So family was a big help.
Yeah.
How about you, Kim? Was
No
it a big
help. All me.
I think that's one of the reasons I asked that question, because we talk about it all the time where it's tough not having help with family, and we see you here a lot, and I see that you deal with it 24/7.
Yeah, no, since the beginning, it's just been me. I remember I got off the hospital 3 days later, and I left the baby with Nelson, and I went to the market, and I even cooked breakfast that day, and I even cleaned a little, and then unfortunately my son never latched, so I had to be pumping every 3 hours, and then they get fed. Like, I had to do everything.
So is it tough still? Do you have any help whatsoever, or are you still doing the majority by yourself?
No, it's just me. I mean, I could call Heidi,
Yeah.
for advice, or like when we go out, she helps me,
Yeah.
but at home, since the beginning, it's just been me.
Yeah, it's the night times and all that. It's basically all
Yeah.
you.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's hard.
It's hard. How about you, Heidi?
Well, like you mentioned, with our firstborn, we did have help with your parents.
Yeah.
A lot.
But grandma.
Both grandmas, your mom and your grandma. And then with the second one, I stayed with my mom for 40 days because Hispanics are like that. You're supposed to be on a dieta, a diet for 40 days,
Yeah.
meaning supposedly bed rest, and you don't have to worry about anything, just baby.
You have to cover your back.
Yes,
Right.
wear socks. You can't be wearing certain type of clothes.
Can't
or,
walk barefoot.
yeah, my mom would throw me the faja, and I was like, I don't want that shit.
What's a faja?
It's to have your belly not loose at the end of the day, like jiggly.
Okay, I remember.
But that didn't work, obviously. But with the second one, it was tough because even though I stayed at my mom's house for 40 days, I understand her intention. She wanted to help, but then again, she was running her business and still is.
Yeah.
And I had my aunt that would take care of my baby while I would shower or pump or whatever. But it's not the help that I got with the first one.
Yeah. So is there a misconception? Because I hear this all the time. I hear it some of my friends, or sometimes some moms are like, "Oh, you're lucky. You got help." But were they there when you were changing diapers in the middle of the night?
No.
Like my mom, she would stop by here and there at her house because I stayed at her house for those 40 days with my second child, and she would just like grab my son for like 10 minutes, and then she had to bounce because business called.
Yeah.
So it was basically me at her house for 40 days alone with 2 kids.
How about you, Cecy? Is it a misconception sometimes that, oh, you guys got help, but in reality, did you?
No, not really. Like I meant like help because when I would go to work, and my husband was working also, we would have somebody to stay and watch the kid, like that kind of help. Or like once or twice a month, they would, like take the kid out. But at night, me and him were the ones that are there with the baby, and most of the time it was with me, especially with our last child who's 8 years old now, because I was breastfeeding her, and so I was the one that was, and I was not working at the time.
Yeah.
Once I had her, I became a stay-at-home mom for like 5 years, and I was the one that was like with her doing everything, changing diapers and breastfeeding her in the middle of the night. She'd fall asleep on my arms. And
So Kimberly, I'm sorry to cut you guys girls off, but before I forget my train of thought, have you ever had any help from tias, friends?
No, nothing. I mean, Google and YouTube were my best friends, which is not really good at. I know it's not. I mean, because in the beginning, I started reading into SID syndrome, and so I would put my alarm every 15 minutes to make sure he was breathing. Because I mean, nobody. I didn't know anything. I didn't. But my mother-in-law came over, maybe like 3 days later, and she showed me how to bathe him.
Yeah.
Because in the hospital, I just made them teach Nelson how to do stuff because I thought whenever he came home at night, at least I could take a shower.
Yeah.
Because that was the only time I could take a shower. Everything else, it was like hard.
You said something in there where postpartum, and I know that's a big thing because you hear it a lot. You hear how moms after what happened to having the kid, they go through a funk, like a postpartum. Did any of you girls go through that or felt down or?
yes.
Really?
Big time. You mentioned right now that it's heard of a lot. I don't think so. I don't think it's not heard enough.
Yeah.
I think most women are like embarrassed about it or to speak up about
It's still taboo to a certain point.
So, Cecy, what's postpartum?
Well, I think it depends on the individual. It could affect you different ways. Like for me, I had it, and now that I'm older, I realize that I had it because at the time I didn't know that's what it was.
Yeah.
But after my firstborn, I think there was like a little time, even though he was this fresh new baby, and I wanted to be, a great mom, and I was being responsible and everything. Like I would take care of him like all day. It's just that night I'm like, and it became sad,
Yeah. How about you, Kim? Did you ever go through that?
Not the first year because since it was just me, I mean, I couldn't even rely on Nelson since he had to work the next day. So I had to do everything. And I maybe the most I would sleep was an hour a day.
No.
So I didn't experience that the first year. But then after his first year, I would get times that I just would cry. And I wouldn't even know why. But I mean, that's postpartum from my understanding,
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Heidi?
I don't remember going through anything regarding postpartum with my first one, but definitely with my second one, big time.
What was it? What did you feel? Though?
I felt a rush of mixed emotions. I felt what is it? I felt alone a lot. I felt resentment towards my spouse, meaning you.
Really?
And I felt unheard.
Yeah.
Unheard.
Yeah.
I wanted to yell at the top of my lungs and be like, hold up, people. It's just me. You know, like you have like your wife things to do and then mom, you know, responsibilities. And then, as I mentioned before, my mom has a business and my mom feels like she could just call me and expects me to do whatever she needs me to do for the business. And then, yeah, it's like people, I just felt torn different ways.
Like pulled?
Yes, sorry, pulled different ways. And I just felt like yelling at everybody, but I wouldn't. I would just suppress my feelings until I think Luke, my second child, was around 2 years old when you and I were driving home, and I was telling you about my feelings like I always do. I'm very I express myself a lot with Gus. So I remember you looking at me and you telling me, well, you don't think you have postpartum? And then I was like, I had the aha moment, like Oprah says.
At least he said it, you know, because some guys don't even think that's real.
That's what it is.
Yeah.
They just think you're just bitching or complaining.
Yeah, or hormonal or whatever.
But I do think it does have to do with hormones a little bit and lack of sleep. A lot of the times with my firstborn, his schedule was completely off, and I did not sleep at all at night. So I think that's something triggered in me too, in my brain. I don't know, from lack of sleep. And then your hormones are changing. At one point you're pregnant and you're having a baby, and then, you know, once you deliver the baby, stuff is coming out of you, and now you're getting your period again, and this it's
a roller coaster.
Mm-hmm.
You girls mentioned husbands. All you girls are married. So, how helpful were their husbands? I'm gonna start off with Heidi.
You were very helpful with our first one. You would take the time with him. With our second one, not at all. And it was more on me because now I had to take care of 2 children versus 1.
I remember looking at you, I think a couple of times when you would leave them with me, and I'm like, God, I'm so frustrated. How do you do it, Heidi? I remember texting you or calling you like, God,
Yeah.
I have forgotten this feeling.
Yeah.
So, no, I get you. And it's tough. I see you, and I appreciate everything. Trust me.
Wait, could I ask you a question? You know how you said that you told her when you guys were driving that if it was postpartum, did it freak you out?
No, I think it's because her and I usually, we have a good, like, what's it called? What's the word?
Communication.
Yeah, we have good communication. If something's wrong, I know something's wrong with her. Because trust me, I know when something's wrong with her.
I can't hide my feelings. I'm the type of person where I cannot hide my feelings as much as I would like to.
Mm-hmm.
If you get me on the wrong day, you're gonna see me on like in a bad mood, and I'll let you know why am I feeling like this or whatever.
Yeah.
I'm just asking because my husband freaked out when that day that I was just crying, so he even pulled out the car and he's like, go away, go away.
Can I ask you ladies something? Like with if you did with your postpartum, what were your like thoughts? Like, did you want to hurt yourself, or some ladies have thoughts of like hurting their kid?
Okay, so when Gus mentioned that to me, are you sure you don't have postpartum? Like, I got my aha moment there. So what I did is I came home and I Googled it.
Mm-hmm.
And then I was like, wow, I really like relate to the description. Till this day, I think I have it a little bit sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
But why I haven't seek help, I don't know. I can't answer that. I don't know why. But regarding hurting myself, no. I've never gotten those feelings, thank God. But if I would, that's when I would freak out and I would tell Gus.
Yeah.
It was
Regarding
just sadness, right?
it's just I would just cry. Cry at the supermarket, cry when I'm driving,
Yeah.
cry when I'm taking them to school, cry when I'm taking them to their sport events, getting out of the shower. I mean, it's just crying all day long and not knowing why.
Yeah. Yeah. For sure.
And then regarding hurting my children, no. I got an image once with my firstborn, and I actually told his pediatrician that I don't know why I got the in my head. So with my firstborn, we went to a follow up, and I told his pediatrician I don't know why I told him, but I did get in my mind like this image of me slamming him against the wall, and he told me, okay, so they have you like do a lot of paperwork where you have to like answer some
how
questions.
do you feel and stuff?
And
yeah.
mark off a lot of things. So that's the only one I marked off. And then he sat down with me and he spoke with me, Dr. Bromberg, and he told me, I'm not gonna be like concerned with this because it's actually normal. But if you would feel more feelings of like hurting your child, then I would be concerned. And he told me, it's okay. There's help. So that kind of like calmed me down.
That you weren't alone.
That I wasn't alone.
Yeah.
Yes. So, I mean, that's the only thing, I guess, Cecy, to answer your question. But about hurting them, no. And hurting myself, no. Maybe hurting Gus sometimes.
I have felt it, like, not to hurt my kids. I've never thought of hurting the kids, but there were a few times where it's just like overwhelming sadness. Like, it's better if I'm not here, to get rid of it. And I never got help because you
A
just
lot
don't
of
talk
us, I
about
think
it.
we don't
You just
get
don't
help,
talk about
yeah.
it. Yeah.
Is it because obviously we're all here Hispanic? Does that have something to do with that? Because I think most Hispanics always are like, brush it off. Our parents are usually very old school, and a lot of them don't even know what that is, or they're like, oh, you gotta toughen up. Did you girls ever hear that from any of your moms or just in general?
Well, I never talked to anybody about it. I think it's but when I would feel sad, I did think that they would feel like, I think in all culture they think to brush it off or tienes el demonio o algo. Like,
exactly. That's what I meant.
You know?
Let's
Like,
take you to church.
Yeah, take you
Yeah.
to church. Hay que
Yeah.
hacerte una limpieza o algo, Or let's put you the red bracelet,
Yes,
you know?
clean
'cause
Oh, yeah, you see,
you gotta put
yeah.
the red bracelet on yourself and
El
on the
huevo.
baby. El huevo, yeah.
Well, see, that's what I mean, because we're all Hispanic. So every culture, like you said, is very different, or they think different, or like you said, that about taking you to church and stuff. So, do you think that has a lot to taboo area, at least with our culture?
No, I am actually very thankful to a celebrity named Chrissy Teigen for bringing awareness. She brings postpartum awareness a lot, and that makes me very happy because I want other women to know that they're not alone.
Yeah.
And I'm sure they hear it all the time, but they still brush it off. They still ignore it. And for whatever reasons they have, I'm not here to judge anybody,
Yeah.
but it's like me. Why haven't I seek professional help? I honestly am afraid of, I guess, confirmation. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to deal with it. I don't have time for that. Right now, I just graduated school.
Yeah.
In my mind right now, it's working, how to make money, I'm done with school, what's my next goal right now is like, purchasing our home, so.
Yeah. And I want to go back to the husband question, because Heidi answered it, but Cecy and Kim didn't answer it. How helpful was your husband during that time, Cecy?
During the time that I've had children, or the time that of the
Both.
postpartum?
Yeah.
Well, he stepped up I don't think he would like console me and stuff like that. But I mean, there wasn't much, because this was like my kid's 13, so this was so many years ago. People weren't really talking about it as much. So I think he was very helpful. He was there for me, and he would help me with the kids. That's for sure. He's my husband is.
RC.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So he's a great dad.
Yeah, no, I see it. He's very helpful.
Yeah.
Kind of sometimes makes me look bad. I
Yeah.
tell Heidi.
He's very hands-on.
Yeah, yeah. I tell Heidi, I go,
Hands-on.
damn, he has very. I see it because I get, maybe because I don't sleep right, I'm very irritable all the time. And I see that and I go, damn, I got to work on myself because.
And I sage you.
And because, and I think I told you one time when we were at the, I get very irritable. Like, I get, maybe because I'm not sleeping right, so I have no time for like my kids' stuff sometimes. Like, I snap really quick sometimes.
They're nonsense.
Yeah. And because I'm always tired or whatever. So yeah, no, it's hard. He's very hands-on. Kim, was your husband very hands-on or very helpful when around that time?
No, because I guess he's still growing up. I mean, I was like, I don't know. You guys all process differently than us women.
Yeah.
But no. And actually, his family called him out one time for our first Christmas with our son, that he just didn't care that I was doing everything, and that wasn't right. So I think that was like a little what is it called?
Reality check?
Yeah, on him. Yeah, definitely. Like, they really grilled him.
Is your husband your age?
No, he's 1 year older. Yeah.
Do you feel, the reason I ask is we were talking earlier about how he's always working. Do you feel it's because he's always working?
No, it's just, since we got together, I was doing everything. I was that girl that if the watermelon had seeds, I would pick out the seeds for him.
See, Heidi?
Lo malacostumbraste.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Very bad. But, because we never thought that we were going to have kids.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that I was going to cater all to him. He would come home, I would take off his shoes. So all that
Man.
stopped.
He had it good.
Yeah.
No, Heidi doesn't do none of that.
No, Heidi. I mean, yeah. So it's a big adjustment that we went through the first year. It's a miracle that we actually have survived.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
I try to be more hands-on now that my kids are older.
Mm-hmm.
I love it. I don't get me wrong. I tell Heidi, I don't know how you do it with both of them because I get like, I get real frustrated. Sorry.
The Hulk comes out of you.
Yeah.
Can I ask something? How long was it that you were in the relationship with your husband or boyfriend at the time before you guys had kids?
It's going to be 11 years and 7 years in July married. A long time. Yeah.
So how long were you married or dating before when you guys were expecting?
5 years after married, and we were like, I don't know, since 2008, 9 years together. Yeah. Yeah, it's because kids wasn't our thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Heidi?
That we were married before having our first one.
How long were we? Were we even dating back then?
Unfortunately, I didn't leave to Florida as I wanted to.
Yeah.
Your honeymoon, you did, though.
That's true.
So you got halfway there,
So
but you had to come back.
So how long was it? How long did we wait to have kids?
I got married at 23 and I had my first one at 26.
About 3.5 years then. I like that.
Together, I would say 6. Oh yeah, having kids, yes, 3
Yeah.
years.
Oh, wow. And it's been a roller
But
coaster.
we were together for 6.
What about you, Cecy?
So I was 16 when I started dating him, and then I was 19 when I had him. I got pregnant when I was like 18. I was 18 when I got pregnant, and so like 3 years. It was 3 years before we had kids.
Wow.
Oh, high school sweethearts.
Congratulations. Nobody
Yeah.
comes out of that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right. High school sweetheart.
That's so cute. I mean, cute. I mean, very cute.
Yeah, no.
I've got a question. Talk about being a working moms and I see it and it's hard. So what's the difference between working mom and a stay-at-home mom? What can you say about being a working mom and a staying-home mom? Let me start with Heidi,
I've
because you do both.
I've done both. I think there is no difference. They both have its pros and its cons. The pros about being a working mom is that more income to the family. The cons is that you're not there with your child. You miss every single milestone. You're not there when they say the first word, when they start walking, crawling, whatever it is, their first game or whatever. And then staying home, people think you have it easy, but if in reality you're working 24/7 because you're not just taking care of the children, but you're picking up after your home as well.
Yep.
And I don't know how or why, but it's just the day just never ends. And less income. And the pros, I guess, is that you're there with your child. You see everything from the moment they wake up to the moment they go to sleep. You don't miss anything.
Were you a full-time worker before you had Isaac? Your first child, I mean.
Yeah. I don't remember.
But you were working at the bank and at your mom's home.
Yes.
Was that with your second or your
No
first?
matter what I do, I'm
With
always
Isaac.
working with my mom.
Yeah.
So
How about you, Cecy?
So I have done both. With my daughter, I did stay home with her those 5 years. So it was a lot. It was a lot of work because, well, my house was always clean.
Yeah.
And I would still have to go and pick up the kids and, drop off the kids at school, pick up the kids, make sure my house was clean, and still taking care of the baby and maintaining a household with only one income was very hard and stressful. And I mean, I did get to see everything with her, and there is this kind of like, well, at least like in our culture, with the girl, you have to take, well, I don't know if it's just our culture. In every culture, you have to take extra care of the girl because she's a girl.
No, I think it's our culture.
Yeah, so I did really want to stay with her until she was like full-time, like in kindergarten. And then once I got to working, that extra income didn't help us, but I missed a lot. And I go take them to school, but then once I get off from work, they have to stay way later because they're an after school program.
Yeah.
And then I still have to go home and cook and clean, and my house is not as clean as it was back then, but I mean, both are really hard. And then still they all do sports.
Yeah.
So still having to take them and go do sports.
Yeah.
I mean, I feel I don't want to say this because I think they're both really hard, but I think when when I wasn't working, just the stress of not having that extra income, what was hard. And now that we do have the extra income, it does help us, so that little stress is gone. And then when
No, it makes sense.
Okay.
It makes sense because I think we all been through that.
Yeah.
I've been through. I mean, I'm not a mom, but I could tell you I've been on disability. And that's all I could think was seeing my. How about you, Kim?
It's a huge adjustment.
Because you used to work all the time.
Yeah, I used to fly to San Francisco or to Utah, and then I would work, long hours. I mean, me being pregnant, I would go to school and then go to work and then come home sometimes at 11 o'clock at night pregnant. So after all that, it's a big adjustment. But staying at home is hard. I wish I could go back to work and just deal with customer service, with complaints. Because being a stay-at-home mom is really hard.
Really hurt.
Yeah, even though you think, you're staying at home and you could take a nap whenever you want, that's very cliche. It's not true. Mm-mm.
So what do you say to somebody? Because I hear it all the time. I'm telling you, I hear it all the time. What would you say? What do you tell them? I'm a stay-at-home mom, so what? Come and do what I do. What one word would describe what being a stay-home mom is.
Superwoman.
I believe you. I believe you.
Yeah, because I don't know how Heidi does it. I mean, you guys have two boys, and then like school, and then after, care, and then you have to clean the house, and you have to cook, and she works for her mom. That's a lot. I mean, I'm just with my son, and I mean, now it's just my son, but before it was more.
You got one word to describe since you were now you're a working mom, but you used to be a stay-home mom. So what's the one word that describes?
That describes what? Stay-at-home mom?
Yeah, but it's great. Stay-home mom.
Not valued enough.
Underappreciated, huh?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Cecy?
I would think the jack of all trades, because you have to. Well, you're like a cook, you're like a doctor, you're like a tutor, you're like a housekeeper,
A referee.
Yeah, you're everything.
Those are very good
And you
points.
still have to be a slut for your husband.
Exactly.
A what?
Oh shit! Look at you. Getting kinky over here.
Yeah,
You
I
gotta
want to
get down
say
and
that,
dirty
but I was
with
gonna
the
keep
husband,
it. I
you
wanted
know?
to
You
keep
gotta
it
have-
G.
you
I
gotta
wanted
do
to keep
your-
it G.
Okay, sorry.
Oh,
Molly.
that's not one of your questions.
Well, do you guys want to talk? Do you guys girls want to talk about it?
Well, I don't
Keep
know.
on going.
You started it.
Okay, well,
Your
Heidi.
wife opened up the door. I don't know what she's
I
going
always
at.
talk about
Okay,
sex.
well, let's talk about it because how
Non-existing
how
the
did
first year.
how did
This dad.
what? Well, let's keep on going.
It's true though. There's like no time. You're so tired. Maybe the guy's not, but
The guys are always ready to
The
go.
guys are always ready.
But in a relationship, I guess you have to actually be open to it, even though you're tired.
So, no sexy time.
We've
No-
had dry
well, how-
seasons.
I don't know. Go there. Is it hard to be a mom and sexy time with the kids and stuff?
It's
and
very
husband?
hard because at least me,
Mm-hmm.
if you're gonna give me some, I don't want to be interrupted, cause that just
must be
turns
hard.
me down.
Yeah.
It's like you're gonna give it to me or don't give it to me. So most of the time, it's like we just don't even bother, because we always get interrupted
No.
by our,
Do you guys like try doing it like while they're like awake?
Oh my
Is
god.
that what you guys are doing? Like in the other room?
No, we always
Like
try to.
interrupted or at night and then
At
they're
night.
interrupting. Oh.
Yeah.
I think it sucks for us because we're on two different schedules.
That's true. Also.
And it's always been like that because of work. My job I've always had these funky hours. It's either early mornings or late nights, and so when I'm working, they're sleeping. So I'm always tired. I'm not young anymore. So yes. And then she has her little chicle, my 4-year-old.
yeah.
Always around mom. Or
Doesn't
like we'll
let me
close the
go.
door and guess what fingers are under the door.
Hmm.
You get me? So did it change sexy time for you, Cecy?
No. Well, kind of, because he wants it all the time.
But what guy
But that's
doesn't?
all men.
Yeah, he wants
what
it
guy
all
doesn't?
the time. But
Yeah.
but it's uncomfortable because the kids are like, when he'll want it like during the day too. Like
Quickie.
I don't want a quickie.
I don't like quickies.
No, I don't like that. So I want to
It's
make
all or
sure.
nothing.
Yeah, I want to make sure they're asleep, and we have we have a good time.
Yeah. No, I get you. Trust me.
Well, my son has to be asleep. I mean, I don't know how people they have the crib right there, and nope, I want it away from my son. He don't gotta hear me. He don't gotta see nothing. I don't care if he was 2 months or 4 months old. I don't. That's
Oh man.
nope.
I
Gus
had-
and Heidi are over here making me some
I
some
know.
looks.
Yeah, because
each other.
Heidi's the freak. So yeah.
Sex is good. I love sex.
no,
Give
no.
it to me.
Yeah. Well.
2 boys later. And Gus is asking for the third one.
Well,
Girl.
No,
yeah,
I'm
no.
done. I'm done.
Well, now that you mentioned that, during sexy time, it's usually the kids are either sleeping or awake. There's not nothing to do with sexy time, but did you guys allow your kids to sleep on the bed with you girls?
I mean, mine does. I mean, I'm scared of something happening to him since he was a little kid. I mean, after 2 weeks old, he's been in the bed with us and the dogs.
Mhm.
So yeah, he has to.
On the bed,
Yeah.
does he?
Well, it's been years since that has happened, but they did when they were little, like here and there.
Yeah.
But it wasn't like an everyday thing. No.
Heidi.
Yes, definitely. I tried really hard with my first one to have him stay in his crib. I really wanted him to, but it was either me fighting with him
Mm-hmm.
or me getting some sleep. So I gave in, and he just stayed with us in bed. And the little one, my second child, he slept in his crib for a while. And then one time, I don't know what happened, I allowed him to stay in bed with me, and
That was it.
that was it. He's been stuck with me in bed.
Can I say this? Because it's one of the funniest things with our first kid. Heidi used to have him sleeping in the bed, and he would always put his head on my wife's belly, on your stomach, and he would sleep like that for hours.
Yeah.
That was the funniest thing ever. I just gotta say that.
Yeah, I remember.
I think it's because they remember when they're inside the womb. I guess our
Fetal
heartbeat.
position?
Yeah,
I
our
don't
heartbeat
know.
soothes them. Because my son, that's how he slept like the first year, on me, on top of me.
Mhm.
Now he's just too heavy.
Okay, can I move on to a different question? Best things of having kids. What's the best thing?
Ah,
You're not alone.
their love. It's a whole different level of love. It's
Mhm.
I would say it's the most purest love I've felt in my 34 years of living. It's the one love that it's so transparent and not judgmental at all.
Yeah. Well, let me rephrase that question. What's the best thing about being a mom?
About being a mom,
Yeah. That's basically the same question, having kids, but the best thing of having being a mom. This is the mom podcast today.
the best thing about being a mom,
The best thing of having kids is the same. I mean, you guys are already moms, so
the best part about being a mom, I guess, is just having. Okay, so the best part about being a mom, I would say, is having. Well, in my case, two little ones calling me mom. It just brings like a smile to my face, and feeling their love, and randomly they just come up to me and they tell me you're the best, or mommy, thank you for being my mom, or just little things like that just makes me feel loved. So to me, that's the best thing about being a mom.
best thing to be a mom. How you, Cecy?
I think having 3 babies that will always be my babies for the rest of their lives, watching them grow, and like right now, right before coming here, my husband was saying that, do you feel like if you have like a high schooler, because he's gonna go to high school next year?
Man.
And so I'm like I felt like it's true. It's gone by so fast. You hear that all the time, but it really has gone by like so fast. And just seeing them grow and seeing the person that they're going to become, that's like, to me, my kids bring me so much joy, because they are really good kids, and just seeing them turn out the way they are, it makes me proud, you know.
But you, Kim, what's the best thing about being a mom?
I like the fact that my son wants me. Like, there's a love. I mean, he doesn't speak, but I know he loves me. Like, the need when he looks for me. It's something special. It's not, you can't even explain it. Because I think it's even a bigger thing than the word love, to be honest with you.
It's like a connection.
Yeah, it's something very special. Very, very special.
Yeah, that's deep. That's unreal.
Yeah.
That's deep. Okay, well, let's do a U-turn on that one. So what's the worst part of being a mom and the things you girls have to do with?
Oh, I could answer that in a heartbeat. It's so the worst part for me of being a mom, I would say, is losing my identity. So to me, the worst experience of becoming a mom has been losing my identity. I know who I am as a mom, as a wife, as a daughter, as a sister, as a niece, but I've lost my identity as Heidi. Who is Heidi? I don't. It's been a 2-year journey for me of trying to figure out myself again. like my wishes for me,
Yeah.
my goals, my everything.
Okay.
So to me, that's
Mm.
my experience.
How about you, Cecy?
I would think the worst thing about being a mom is, um, is seeing your kids go through real life situations and almost having a heart attack, you know, or feeling like you're not a real heart attack, but feeling like you're having a heart attack. With seeing your kid hurt, or you know, that's scary. Or also thinking of what could happen.
You know, and Heidi went through something similar. My son's first day at school. Can you talk about Isaac? What happened to him this first day at school after being in the pub and after being in a private school, and then his first day in public school? What happened to him?
Yes, it was a horrible experience, and I felt so guilty for pulling him out of private school. But it was during lunch, and I guess he was sitting down with his grade level area where they have lunch, and out of nowhere,
How old is he? How old was he at the time?
7.
So he was in elementary, first grade.
Yes. And out of nowhere, he says that a big boy, meaning maybe like a 4th or 5th grader, but he described the boy as a big boy, tapped him in the back of his shoulder and told him, hey, turn around. And Isaac turned around, and out of nowhere, this big boy socked him in the face.
The fuck? I'm sorry.
Yes, socked him in the face, and there was no supervision. There was nobody that saw what happened, of course.
Mm-hmm.
And I didn't even get a phone call from the teacher after lunchtime. My son went back to the class and told the teacher what had happened to him. The teacher didn't even bother to tell me, a phone call, or tell me when she saw that I pick him up, from school later on throughout the day. So I had a lot of mixed emotions that day. I feel like a horrible mom. And the only reason why I found out is because at nighttime, when I was making sure, he showers properly and everything, I like to engage in conversations with them. I kind of like try to enter into their world by asking questions. How was your day at school, or what did you learn, or just general questions. And he told me that. He goes, did you know what happened to me today? A big boy, hit me in the face for no reason. And I was like, what? And I freaked out, and I told you, Gus. And the next day I went and spoke with the principal, and nobody saw anything, nobody knows anything, nothing. So,
Oh, hell no.
yeah.
Listen, those are the little unexpected things that I had to send Heidi over there, because if I showed up, God, I don't know what had happened. But yeah, she deals with the majority of the stuff.
But they couldn't even, tell him, go with him to the break area and say, hey, can you point to who it was?
Well, he doesn't even remember the boy. He just remembers it was a big boy. That's why I'm assuming it's a 4th or 5th grader. Because as a 1st grader, you see the 4th and 5th graders are like, like.
Yeah. Okay, well, how about you, Kim? What's the worst part by having kids?
I mean, damn, you guys, that's, ugh. I wouldn't know how I would react, because, I'm barely taking my son to mommy and me classes, and a little girl pushed him, and my reaction was to push the little girl, and I didn't give a shit. I'm sorry. And I knew that was wrong because she's a little girl.
Well, you really did push her?
Yes, I didn't give a shit. That little girl went down. Nobody was seeing me because the other teachers had their back. It was behind like a little house that they have. But it's like, I didn't like that. I don't like somebody touching my son like that. I don't know. That's hard. That's really hard, because I know they're gonna have to defend themselves, but I don't know when I'm gonna not do it.
Yeah, you guys went serious. I thought you guys were gonna say, "Oh, staying up with them when they're sick, or just little things like that. Because usually, like, my son was sick all this week, and
That's the hardest.
I wasn't home.
That's scary too. Not
And it sucks when your kids are sick. I thought you guys were gonna say something like that. I'm sorry, but higher or above that.
no, because that is like the worst as a mother, not being out of your control,
Yeah.
and you sending them to school and thinking they're gonna be safe.
Yeah.
Like,
and this is the thing.
Public
I
school.
think it's a different generation. Also, I tell Heidi that my kid is very. I want to say our kids because we're on them. When I grew up, my parents were go do whatever. But nowadays, I think most parents are on our kids more. Like we're right on top. We're like like
hovering over.
we're
our
hovering
kids.
over our kids. So when stuff like that happens out of our control, guess who puts the first ones out there are moms.
Yeah.
Moms.
And sometimes I feel like, was I doing a disservice to my kids because we grew up a different way? I think all of us here probably grew up a different way, and we don't want our kids to grow up how we did. Yeah. And so what I've done is like I feel like I kind of sheltered my kid from those kind of
You're not the only one.
life experiences.
My wife's done the same thing.
Yeah, and knowing how it really is, so that way when these kind of things happen, he would have been able to defend himself.
Yeah. No, I feel you. I feel you on that one because
I'm scared for the future.
It's scary. It is.
No, those are things that I guess the way moms think, because I could see the difference between Heidi as a mom than myself as a dad, because I'm more like lenient. I'm more like the type of dad would be like, get up. Where mom will be like the first one rushing, what's wrong? Let me see your knee. Like doing all that stuff. And I didn't have a mom like that. So I see that side of my wife being a mom. Like, hey, you're the best mom that my kids could have had, because I never had that. That my mom was more like old school, like an old school mom. Like I don't know what an old school mom is. I want to say it's I think most people would know if I would say old school tradition, old ways, where hey, get up, do your thing. Like not a lot of love there. Just
like, you'll be fine. It's okay. Whatever.
Yes. I mean love, but in her way.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I would say old school moms are like
hardcore.
Well, more towards boys. You're a boy.
Yeah.
Don't cry. You're a boy. Get up. So that's my definition of an old school mom. So I do see your mom doing that.
Now, not before. It's a little hard on mom. I'm telling you, every mom is different. Everyone's different. So, moving on. Daily life as a mom now. Can you guys describe me your daily ritual? Your daily, from the time you wake up to you put your kids to bed.
Our routine.
Yeah, your daily routine, because God, I see Heidi, I'm like, oh my God.
So, my daily routine, Monday through Friday, is I'm up at 6 a.m.
I hope not Monday to Friday, just one day, choose one day.
And I wake up my first son, and it's a breeze to get him up, to get him ready, get to him to eat breakfast. The one that challenges me a lot every single day is my second child. He's just a tough one on a daily basis. That questions everything I from the moment I try to get him to get dressed, take him to school, and then coming home and doing their sports. Like, why do I gotta do this? Why do I have to do that? And then putting them to bed. He's always the last one to fall asleep, and my first one is always the first one to fall asleep. He doesn't put up a fight, but the little one always puts up a fight. So with my children, that's my routine. Of course, there's other things involved throughout the day, but it's a lot.
So is it just like the routine for...
Like your toughest day of the week? Like, what is the routine? You wake up at 6 in the morning, this, you get me breakfast, got kids running around. Because I see Heidi and, like you said, Lucas, we have to grab him from the leg to get him up. So what is
Damn.
your daily routine? Like, how is it? Is it a hard one? Is it bad? Is it
It's
easy?
it's always hard. So usually it depends. It may start at 6:20 or 6:40, depending if I have to shower that morning or wash my hair. You know, it adds an extra 20 minutes. And then get the kids up to get ready. Now that they're old enough, they get ready on their own. And then I'm out of the shower, getting myself ready. Right now, they go to two separate schools, which are, I have an elementary school and a junior high that I have to go drive to every day, which is pretty far from my home. So I have to take the little ones to their elementary school and then take my middle schooler to his school and then drive all the way to work. And also, I don't give them breakfast at home because they have breakfast at school, so they could eat at school, and they have snacks that they pack themselves, and they pack their own lunch now. And then I go to work, get off until 5. I may have to pick them up, or sometimes my husband picks them up. I get home, cook, and then sometimes I have to work also from home, and then go to bed. But if they're right now, we just finished, our sports, but if they were still they were in track.
Yeah.
So if they weren't still running track, then we would have to rush home, make sure that they changed their outfits and put on their workout clothes, running shoes, and then have to go make it to practice at 6:00, which is far from our home too. And then once they're done with practice, we're out of there by 7:40, and they have to have dinner. Let's see, did they miss any homework? If they didn't, then go home, do homework, and then go to bed. And maybe a shower in between there.
Oh, you see, that's a lot. Heidi had the short version, but I've seen her days, and I'm like, oh, just the morning, it just drains me. It drains me.
Mm-hmm.
Kimberly, how was your day?
Well, I'm a stay-at-home mom now because, childcare is expensive. So I rather just, it was the easiest way. But my day used to start as whenever my husband wakes up, I get up to go make him breakfast and have his coffee. And then it used to be that I used to have a dog that was diabetic, so I had to get up, feed her every 12 hours. I had to inject her with insulin, so it was like constantly, and then make sure that the milk that my son's going to drink in the morning, it's already there. So when he wakes up, he drinks it, get him ready, go to school with him, come back home, do dinner, and between clean the house. And then at night, do laundry, and then finally take a shower.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when your husband comes home, do you have your alone time, or your time by yourself? Do you have a relaxed time?
No, I mean, my time is when I take a shower, and then once a month when I go and do my nails. Yeah.
Wow. Trust me, it's tough.
Yeah.
No matter what you think, what guys think that stay-home moms do, it's tough. Because I can't do it. I can't be a stay-home dad, deal with my kids. They'll drive me crazy. For real, they would. They would drive me crazy.
I know. They were driving you crazy when you were in disability.
Oh, yeah. I have another question. This is my second to last question, because now that you women or ladies are have families and kids and all that good stuff, how is family life when you guys go out? Is it crazy? Do you guys vacation? How is it?
Family time in public.
Whatever.
Family
How
time
about when
in
we go to
public.
Vegas or anywhere, to the park, to the restaurant?
You and I avoided public for a long time.
Really?
Yes.
Why?
Because I'm the type of person, or may I say we?
Yeah.
We are the type of people that when we go out to eat, you wanna engage in a conversation and have a good time
And enjoy your meal.
and enjoy your meal. Not sit there, your kids throwing a tantrum and swallowing your food. You know, because we've been there, done that.
Yeah.
And we vowed to never do that again. So for many, many years, we avoided going out in public. It would always be carry out. Carry out, carry out, carry out. So that's our experience.
Now it's easier. Because our 4-year-old actually sits down and eats. He interacts now. Before it was like, right, ready, go, and we would eat all fast and then get out.
Yeah.
And then I think the other thing is that people look at you and you're like, man, calm your kids down. So we just avoid all
Oh
that.
yes, when they give us a side eye.
You know what? Now I that used to be me, like on the opposite side. But now that I have a kid,
You bitch.
yeah, now I understand you guys. Because it's like they're fucking kids. Just let them be.
I'm like that. That's why when because we hang out a lot of times with other parents. So, oh, can I bring my kid? Yeah, go ahead. Trust me.
Yeah.
I've been through it all. I've seen it. I smelled it. I lived it. It doesn't bother me. So we try to kick it the majority of the time with other parents. But going back to that question, Cecy.
Now it has gotten a lot easier for us to go out and sit and eat a meal. Before it was really hard. You couldn't enjoy your meal. Kids are throwing a tantrum. They're trying to get out of their high chair and run in the restaurant, or are screaming and complaining about something. They didn't like their food, or what is this? It's not how you make it. Oh, so we did try to avoid going out for a long time. Now it has gotten a little bit easier because they are older, but now that they're older, they speak. So sometimes they argue amongst each other. And I'm like, really? Come on. Like, you guys are going to do this in public? Like, calm your asses down, But it does get a little bit easier to go out and enjoy your meal.
How about vacations? Because I seen you guys take vacations now.
Yeah. Now we take it vacations because now we have a little bit of extra money. Yeah. But before, we weren't able to, we had to be tight with our money.
Is it easier now that the kids are a little older?
To vacation with them? Yeah, because, we mostly do like family stuff. Yeah. So, we're not vacationing and going out and partying. So, but.
Is it wrong? Because I see some moms, like, they party still.
Yes, I see that a lot.
Is it wrong, though?
I do see that moms do need their time because, while I'm not going to a club, I'll go out with my in-laws or my friends and, and celebrate a birthday and have a drink or, or like to a bar. I think that's fine. But if you're going to I don't even know. I don't want to judge anyone either,
Sorry to chime in, but,
No,
I had to ask it because
I have seen some moms look down upon that. I would say that they look down and, at the moms that go out, like, well, go take care of your kid, or why are you leaving your kid with grandma while you go out and go find a new man or something,
I think it's wrong.
You think it's wrong?
Yeah, I used to go out with a friend of mine, and she used to always leave her kid with her grandma. At the time, I didn't care because we were young, so I don't know how you do it. Like, you were a young mom. But now looking back at it, it's kind of like, damn, you suck as a mom. You don't do that. If you decided to, sorry to say, spread your legs and have a kid, you need to actually do the whole mom thing, I don't think that's right.
So you don't think the mom deserves like time for herself
to go clubbing and hoeing it? No.
Oh, like hoeing it? No.
Yeah. See,
no, then that's not cool. Like hoeing it up at the club? No.
But you see some moms out there that be doing that, right?
No. Yeah. And I don't think it's like an every weekend thing. Like, I don't think you do need to have that time with your children too.
How about you, Kim? Let's go back to the vacationing and going out in public with your kid. Do you do it?
He was 3 weeks old and we decided, we're annual pass holders at Disneyland, so we've always gone, and I had to pump at the parks, and it's never stopped me. Now that he's getting more impatient, the high chair, I'm seeing it, but it's not going to stop me. He's done stuff, but I've been going out with him. Yeah.
I tell Heidi, oh man, they were at Disneyland today.
Yeah,
I couldn't do it because you've gone by yourselves, right?
Yeah, by myself. I've gone with him. Yeah, with the stroller and everything.
I can't do it. I'll freak. Where's Heidi? I think most husbands will do that. But like, where's the mom? I need my help.
But so you are nursing right now?
No, I stopped. I gave up. I had a bag for him and then a pump bag. So after 13 months, I am done.
13 months. That's how long I was.
Exclusive. Yeah.
Good job.
Yeah,
But it's hard. It's hard. I only did it with my girl, but it did help because when she would get fussy, you just pull it out, and then she's all better. She's not fussing anymore.
Oh, he never latched. It was
No?
always machine.
Oh, but
Yeah.
at least you're able to take.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I was ready already for him.
Yeah.
Yeah. It. I mean, unfortunately, I want to say, no, fortunate that my son, I was able to give him that because I didn't qualify for WIC, and I didn't want to lie. I don't think that's fair.
I know
either.
it's really messed up. I do hear a lot of ladies claiming that they're not married.
Yeah, and they're married, and
they're claiming WIC, and that's like, come on, people really do need it.
Sorry.
Yeah, or they have the funds to,
You could afford
Do
it. Go and get it
extras,
yourself.
yeah.
but yet they're lying, to the system.
I don't think
Yeah.
it's right. I don't.
I see that not only from ladies, but I see it from the guys. I see it. That's just a thing that happens, or depends on the people, I guess. This is my second to last. I'm sorry, I said that before, but advice for expecting mothers. I'm gonna start this time. I want to start with Kim because you have the youngest, and you were like they're the closest of So what would you tell an expecting mom?
Congratulations, it's over. It's hard. I mean, everybody thinks it's easy. It's not. It's not. I mean, you have to really think, what's going to happen, start preparing, buy diapers so it doesn't accumulate at the end of the day, certain things are not necessary that people think it is for the baby registry, but no more sleep. Enjoy the sleep now. Enjoy life. Yeah. Your car, while you're driving, you're not going to hear someone in the back crying or throwing stuff, yeah. It's a reality check. It's not easy. It's not like in the TVs or in the movies.
Enjoy your poopy and pee-pee alone time.
Oh, yeah.
Shaving your legs.
Yeah. My son be walking in there now, and
yeah.
I'm like, no, I need and this is number 2. Go away. And he wants to stay right
They
there.
don't
I'm like,
care.
They don't
"Damn."
care.
Yeah.
They know.
It's like, my shit stinks,
Yeah. I'm like, go away. Yeah.
What about you, Cecy? Any advice for expecting moms?
I would think for expecting moms, I thought it was like for when she's already had the baby.
No, this one's for expecting moms. This is the question.
Okay.
Advice for expecting moms.
Okay. So, well, I would say have patience. Enjoy the little moments with your baby when they come. And also, be prepared with the things you're going to need. The most important things are diapers. Load up on diapers and wipes. And if you're not going to be breastfeeding, make sure you have formula. Lots and lots of formula.
Yeah.
And don't put a pillow and prop it up to with a bottle to feed the baby. That's not good.
I used to use Tigger.
Tigger, to prop up the bottle?
Yeah, I would open Tigger's legs and put the bottle in the middle so I could go shower fast.
Really?
Yeah.
You're not supposed to do that, right? From what I hear.
You're not supposed to.
No, but there was always somebody there. I remember. I would do it, but I'd be like checking up all the time.
Yeah, I don't remember, but yeah. Tigger would be my homie.
No, I never used none of that stuff.
So any tips, Heidi? Any tips for expecting moms?
I would say the same thing I told you, Kim. Going back, maybe you can remember. I told you, don't be hard on yourself.
Yeah.
Don't try to live to other people's expectation of what the proper or what the perfect mom is status. There's no such thing. I remember telling you to worry about 3 things. Taking care of yourself, meaning your sanity. Taking care of yourself, make sure you eat too. You drink a lot of water. And taking care of your child. That's it. And did I say 3 or 2? I don't remember. But if the house is a mess, who cares?
That's a hard one, though.
The most important thing is you and your child.
Yeah.
Because we try to clean up while they're taking a nap, but you're depriving yourself for that nap because you need it. So I remember telling you, forget about maintaining the home, forget laundry. Just worry about yourself and your baby. Is your baby fed? Check. Are you taken care of? Check. Repeat. That's it.
Yeah.
I remember telling you
that
that.
was hard to let go of the whole house thing. I mean, because I have pets, you know, and one of them was sick, so she would always have accidents. So I had to be cleaning, and that was hard. Until now, I feel better.
Yeah, but that's what I would tell a expecting mom. Take care of yourself and take care of your baby, and that's it. Don't worry about cooking. There's takeout.
Yeah.
Don't worry about your home. Let it be. Just clean whenever you can. And who cares if you have visitors? And el que dirán, fuck that. Because sometimes we try to maintain the perfect home.
That's why I didn't invite
because
nobody over.
Shame on you if you know your house is upside down.
How about this question? Since you said all that, because it kind of sounds like, have you ever had those? And I hear it from you. That's the reason I bring it up, because you hear those people that have never had kids, and they always have something to
Oh
say.
yeah, they freaking judge you all the time.
And how do you guys feel about that? How do you girls feel about that? Because I know Heidi has. That's one of her things that kind of like
Oh, my
bother her
pet
the most.
peeves.
Did I ever judge you?
No,
Okay.
other family members have.
Yeah.
And what is it like? What would you tell, you know, when it comes to them or whatever about having kids? What would you say? Like, what would you say to those people, those type of people?
Well, I try to restrain myself from cussing them out. And I've learned through an influencer that I follow and that I read her books, Rachel Hollis. Other people's opinion is none of your business. So what they have to say or what they think about you is none of your business. So don't pay attention to it. So when people would tell me, "Oh, estás muy gordita," go to the gym, go work out. You know, you shouldn't be eating what you're eating. It's like, fuck you. Seriously.
Yeah.
Like, I have a lot of things to balance out. The one last thing, which is in a sense not that great also, to focus on myself. I don't have the time to be focusing on myself when you have a newborn, you know?
Yeah.
So that's like my thing. And then, oh, you know, they're judging your relationship. Oh, porque tu esposo no te ayuda.
But they don't know that.
Yeah, they don't. People like assume a lot of stuff and like they want to give their 2 cents or don't feed him this, don't do that. You should be doing this. And I just laugh. I just look at them and I just smile and say, oh, okay, yeah. But the only person who I really would take advice from would be from a mom, you know?
Right.
Yeah.
But even moms shame you.
Yeah.
And those are the worst.
Yeah, like
those
my
are the
mom-
ones that hit home.
Yeah. Yeah, because my mom is all about figure. And so my first 4 months, I was actually dropping weight. And then after, I was like, you know what? Fuck this. I don't even have time for myself. I'm just going to eat this slice of pizza and enjoy it. I don't care. I'm good.
Have you ever experienced any of those type of people that have something to say even when they're not moms yet?
You know, well, when the first time that when I had my son, I really didn't have a relationship with my mom for like a little bit because I think I was embarrassed that I got pregnant so young, and so I really didn't have her to give me advice because I was kind of like avoiding her, and I wish somebody did tell me to like kind of take care of myself because I was eating everything in sight. I was eating like 5 meals, like not snacks, not like 3 meals and 2 snacks. No, I was eating 5 meals a day. So I gained so much. So I kind of do wish somebody did advise me with that. So just because I have had health problems or little scares here and there regarding my health, but I don't want to keep anybody from enjoying a pizza or living their best life, you know, because when you have these cravings, you should indulge in them because they say it's bad if you don't indulge in the cravings while you're pregnant too. So there's like all these like different sayings.
Manotasca.
You cheated, Cecy. We're supposed to start with
Why?
you.
Oh, I didn't want to be first because it's my
Okay,
first
well.
time being on here.
No,
I
no,
got
I'm
a
good.
little
I'm good. Don't
nervous.
worry. No.
Remember, just forget that the microphones are on.
Yes.
It's okay. Final thoughts.
Final thoughts? As in,
A mom in general. You
Well-
being a mom, your mom, moms. Your final thoughts. Mom's Day, Mother's Day.
moms do a lot. Thank God for them. You know, because they're your guidance. It doesn't matter if you guys are blood or not. You know, a mom teaches you a lot of things. Like, I learned a lot from my cousin, you know. So, I'm happy to be a mom. As crazy as it sounds, I mean, I'm okay with it now. I mean, how do I say this? Even being pregnant, I still didn't believe I was pregnant. And even after having my kid, until now, a year later, I'm like, oh man, I'm really a mom. It's pretty cool. I'm happy.
That's deep. What's up, Cecy? Final thoughts?
Final thoughts of being a mom. Can we start with her real quick?
Okay.
She threw me off.
Why?
What's
Why? What did I say?
Okay.
No, it was really nice what she said. That's why it threw me off.
Yeah, like Gus said, it was deep.
Damn, that was deep, yeah.
Yeah, dang Kim. Final thoughts about being a mom. It's a beautiful journey, you guys. Honestly, it has its ups and its downs, but I wouldn't change it for anything in the world. As much as I'm trying to do soul searching for my identity as Heidi, as a woman, knowing that I'm a mom to my both beautiful boys, it's a blessing in disguise. They, again, I'm gonna say it, they give me true love. So it's something that I've never felt before. So I just love being their mom. It's crazy. They piss me off and they make me laugh. And we are engaging now in a lot of conversations that I'm just like, you came out of me. And it's just beautiful. I love being their mom. It's the best thing that could have happened to me.
Could I ask them something after they're done?
Yeah.
Okay.
How about you, Cecy?
Well, I don't think there's one perfect mom. I know that some women, they try to be the perfect mom, and I don't think there is such a thing. I think we're all learning as we go, and we take little bits from experiences or role models that we see as moms, or what the perfect mom is. You take little bits of like, oh, I like that as that mom, or I like what this mom does. You know, we take little bits and try to put it into our lives. One thing for sure is I always remind my kids that they're loved. Every day I tell them I love them. When they wake up, when I drop them off at school, at night, always constantly reminding them how much I love them. And that I'm always here.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Okay.
Do
you
you
have a
guys-
question?
Yeah. Do you guys miss like because you guys now have older kids, which I think is pretty cool because, you know, they can wake up, go to the bathroom. I mean, do you guys miss all that diaper stuff?
No.
I do. I miss it. I miss them being so small and that bond you have with them because they're helpless without you.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Yeah, that's the cool part, right?
Yeah, it's cool. They need you for everything, which is cool. But then it gets sad when they start to do things on their own and they don't really... They still need you. They will always need you because even myself, I still need my mom.
Mm-hmm.
But they'll need you a little bit less and less as time.
It's sad though, right?
It's sad.
Yeah.
It's sad.
Yeah.
But it's beautiful.
It's nice hearing it from you guys, but I don't feel that at all. I feel like
I might feel like you after I have a second, you know.
maybe. I
Yeah.
don't know. But then Cecy has 3.
She's ready for another one.
Maybe. I know. No more. No.
If anything, I'm trying to the best that I can make them independent.
Yeah.
I don't want them to rely on anybody
Okay.
when they get older. I want them to know to look after themselves,
Mm-hmm.
not just in the real world, like Gus tells me all the time, work wise,
Mm-hmm.
but also taking care of themselves in their homes, I guess, and having good principles and and being compassionate and all those other.
Yeah, because it's cool now. You guys could go to the movies, right? You guys.
I'm telling you, we're
Mhm,
engaging in conversations where I'm just like, wow.
Yeah. I mean, yeah. Oh, like Lucas told me, come on over to my house. I'm trying to sleep over. I was like, oh man, he's really talking to me this way.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I just want to get my final thoughts, okay? Just
Okay.
because I do have a mom myself, so even as a almost a 40-year-old, Heidi, that when I get to mom's house, they treat me like a king over there.
Yes, they do.
Really?
You don't get treated like a king here.
They baby me, and if I eat and right, and it, you know what it is? It's just unconditional love. So my relationship with my mom is a little different because she's old, very old school, but I know she loves me and I love her back, even though sometimes she drives me crazy because she's always calling me. Or at the most, when you're the busiest, she's there calling you, or would it, she's always there. I know that she's always there for me, and I love her. So I just want to go out ahead and just say that thank you for all the moms out there.
Yes, praise them.
Yeah, because it's hard. It's a hard work. As a husband, I see my wife, so I know what moms go through. Sickness and in health and diapers and poopings, and God, you guys don't have time. So I know it's hard. It's a hard job. So I thank all the mothers out there, and I thank you as my guest, Heidi, Cecy, and Kim. Thank you for coming on the Everything Goes podcast with Gus. So thank you.
Wait, one more thing. Don't forget to thank the single moms too. More power to them.
Oh,
Fuck
exactly.
Because look how we look at us. We're all married. We have our
Your spouse.
Yeah.
Now imagine the single moms. That's like a whole nother level.
Yes,
Yeah.
yes.
So
and
praise them.
and that's something we didn't really talk to about because I don't have a single mother here.
Yes, we wouldn't be able to relate.
So
Yeah, no.
yes, no.
I mean,
but yeah,
'cause-
you're
yeah.
right.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but I just want to make it a point here on your
Yeah.
podcast.
Yeah.
Shout out to them
Yeah.
and you guys are warriors every single day for getting up and doing everything on your own. And may
Yeah.
God bless you guys.
Yeah. So thank you all the moms. I just want to say that before I forget my train of thought, because I did. If you listen to the podcast, tell your mom you love her.
I love my mama.
Right?
Yes.
Yes.
Cool.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I love
just-
my mama.
Happy
I love
Mother's
So,
Day.
all the
Much
listeners
love
out there,
to
go
all
home.
the moms.
Call your mom, give them a hug, tell them you love her, and that's it. Moms are always gonna be moms. They're always gonna be there. Unconditional love. So thank you once again, Heidi, Cecy, Cam, for being on the Everything Goes podcast with Gus, and for all the listeners, thank you once again. You can find us on iTunes, Google Podcast, and anywhere you guys can find podcasting. So whatever, and that's it. Thank you.
Yay.
Thank you.
Okay.
I'll see you guys next week.